Latinos, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another season snapshot where we kind of look over last month's scheduling results. We look at October's results and we kind of predict where we're going to go after the end of the international break. International break is back and I'm sad, man, because we had such a good run. We beat West Ham. You know, you're feeling good. I'm starting to believe again. And then, no, you've got a week and a half to wait because we've got to play these meaningless international games. So, yeah, I can't wait for it to come back. I can't wait for Arsenal to be back because I think something special is brewing. So let's talk about September. We had 5 games in September, and of the 5 games, we had 4 wins and 1 draw, no losses, which is great to see. And our defensive record was actually pretty good. I think we only conceded, from looking at it, 2 goals, I think. Yeah, I think we only conceded 2 goals in September, which is crazy to think about. 5 matches, only conceding 2 goals. So let's go through each match. Our first match was at home versus Nottingham Forest. We won 3-0. It's what we expected. I didn't really expect Forest to give us much issue. And we got the job done. Then midweek, we went away to Bilbao, the Cauldron. I was, expecting Bilbao to give us something, and we won 2-0. So, the big one right after that was Manchester City at home. And I think, it finished 1-1. But I think that a lot of fans were they felt let down because we felt like we could have won that match, if you're being nitpicky. But a draw is a result. We could have lost. A draw is a result. Then midweek, we went away to Port Vale, where we beat them 2-0. Clean sheet. And another performance where we thought that maybe we should have had a little bit more. But you always walk away from home. You always go away from home and hope for a result regardless of what the score is. And then we went to a big one. We went to St. James's Park, where we normally don't win. We normally get embarrassed. And we went there. We fought hard. And we got a 2-1 victory. And I think every fan was gassed. Every fan was excited. And it kept us within touching distance of Liverpool, who are in the lead. So September, all in all, was a good month. And now we're in October. We've already played 2 games as of making this video. So the 2 games we've played, we've played Olympiacos at home. And we've beaten them 2-0. And then we've played West Ham at home and also beat them 2-0. So we haven't conceded a goal in, 3 weeks? And we've only conceded, in our last, 7 games, we've only conceded 2 goals, which is amazing. Our defensive record is amazing. Like, I have to give 100% credit to Mikel Arteta. He's gotten us together defensively. We just have to hope that our goal record can kind of go forth. Instead of 2-0, we can get some 3-0, some 4-0. And then, you never know, at the end of the season, it might be all the difference. So, those 2 games in October were played. Looking ahead to the other games we have 4 more games in October following the international break. And our first game, is a Premier League game. It's Craven Cottage. It's Fulham. It's Arsenal B team, really. And I think we should get the win there. With how we're playing, with how Fulham are playing. Fulham will play us hard because when you have ex-Arsenal players, when Arsenal come to town, I feel like, from my experience of being a player, when you play for a new team, even regardless of sport, when you play for a new team and then you play your old team, if you've left there and you wanted to be there, if you left there you didn't get the playing time, you always want to smash them. You always want to. It doesn't matter, how you left them, good or bad. You always want to say, this is what you gave up. And I think that's kind of the hard bit about playing Fulham. So you had a lot of ex-Arsenal players who want to be like, this is what you let go. Here you go. Then the Champions League is back. We're playing Atletico Madrid at home. And Atletico will be hard. We know how Simeone is. He's going to be very stout. They're going to have guys like Julian Alvarez and Koke. And it's going to be a tough match. Even though they're playing away from home, they won't shy away from it. They're going to be physical. They're going to try to beat us. And we've seen them before. We've seen Simeone teams before in the Europa League. So we know what we're going to get. We just have to get the result, especially at home. Let's go there, smash them, get the result. and keep climbing up the Champions League table. Following that, we have Arsenal versus Crystal Palace at home. And this one isn't an easy one. It's not an easy one. Crystal Palace this year look different. Glasner has that team in a spot where they can pick up wins against them. We saw them beat Liverpool. They can play on their day. They can get a result. So I think it's one of those banana skins. You have to be, you have to be smart. You have to be physical, and you have to get the job done. And then we'll see, Eberechi Eze versus his old team. And then you'll have guys like Nketiah who want to score, like I said, against Arsenal. So I think it'll be a very good one. But it's at home. I expect us to do well at home. If it was at Selhurst Park, different story. But at home, I expect us to get the job done. And then midweek, we finish off with Brighton and Hove Albion at home in the Carabao Cup. And this one for me it kind of gives me PTSD. So one of my first ever Arsenal games at the Emirates, I'm pretty sure was a midweek game against Brighton and Hove Albion. And, my friend took me and he was like, hey, it should be an easy win. It's Brighton. We lost that game. And I remember coming out of the ground, and I was excited because it's my first ever game. I was like, oh, man. I was like, this is awesome. He's like, I'm so sorry. I did not see that coming. I was like, I didn't see it coming either, but I was happy to be there. I've been to many games after that, so now I can actually experience and be like, this sucked. But then I was too happy having actually watched my team in person to be upset that we lost to a not good Brighton team. But, Brighton are one of those teams that we've lost to in the past where we should have beaten them. So it's always a tough one, Brighton. I think we should beat them as well. I like to go further in the Carabao Cup. I would have liked to get someone easier. But if we beat Brighton, hopefully we can get someone easier in the next rounds. Or, hopefully we can get some upsets, other places in the Carabao Cup. And then we can go try to actually win it in January or February. So, yeah, October seems, pretty... We got 3 home games. And I always expect us to win at home. The Emirates crowd are going to be up for it. The players are going to be up for it. I think that even though we have, a tough game like Atletico Madrid and Crystal Palace at home, I think we should be kind of how we did in September. I don't see us losing. I don't see any of those teams scoring against us. That's the crazy thing. Like, with how we're playing now, Fulham, Alex Iwobi, doesn't scare me. John-Philippe Mateta for Crystal Palace, doesn't scare me. I don't even know who Brighton have. Baleba and Matoma, not scary to me. Julian Alvarez, little bit shaky, but with those 2 center backs and that wild horse Calafiori and Timber, in my mind, I can't imagine anyone scoring against us. It's whether we score on the other side is the issue, and we have the firepower to score. We just sometimes hurt with creativity. But yeah, October for me should be wins. I think we can win October. Even though we've only got 2 Prem games, I think that the competition, the cup competition, is where it's going to be important. I'd like to advance to the next round in the Carabao Cup. And then Champions League, beating Atletico Madrid, you've beaten one of the tougher teams. We still have Bayern Munich to play after that. And then we've got teams like Karabati. We have some easy teams left. If we can get the points against Atletico and get the points against Bayern, I think it'll be fine. So, yeah, there's October. I will see you guys hopefully in November. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up in November, so look out for that. And I'll catch you guys later. Take it easy.